Spain's Supreme Court has ruled that the remains of dictator Francisco Franco may be exhumed and moved to El Pardo Cemetery north of Madrid. The case has been a controversial one in the country. Franco currently rests in a large mausoleum in the same area as thousands who died in the Spanish Civil War. Some call it a monument to fascism, but Franco's family fought to keep his body where it is. Failing that, they had requested he be moved to the family crypt in central Madrid. Well, Javier Villagarcia is from our Spanish service, and he says the court's ruling is a major victory for the caretaker socialist government and one they're desperately in need of.
It is actually, because this is one of the star policies of Pedro Sánchez. It has been during his previous campaign and during his whole government. So, and now, as you know, we're entering in an electoral campaign because Spain is going to go to the elections for the fourth time in 4 years on the 10th of November. So Pedro Sánchez is going to go with something very important in his hands. This very powerful and symbolically measure that is going to be to put Franco, the former dictator, outside of this valley of the fallen that was glorifying the dictator. So something that is it doesn't exist almost in any other countries, no? So for Pedro Sánchez, this is very important in this moment.
Okay, and how important a step then would it be, do you think, to heal ties in Spain?
Well, this is a very difficult question, but you have to go into the history of Spain to understand how important is this, because Franco died in 1975. After Franco's death, there was a transition period. So in this transition period to the democracy, so nobody was touching this heritage of a dictatorship, and neither what happened in the Civil War. After the transition, we had 3 decades of democracy, and in these 3 decades of democracy, we had socialist and conservative parties governing. And at the end of these three decades, kind of the socialist parties have started moving and to going back to the history. And this is what's happening with Pedro Sánchez. He took the lead and he said, now we have a democracy, a stable country, so now we can go back into the history and really see what happened with Franco and this whole dark period.